Hello, Marissa Inez here from Messages from Yoni, and I help driven women connect to their femininity, creating love and thriving relationships. Today, I want to talk to you about something super important because the other day, previous video spoke about the 3 foundational awarenesses that women can look at if they're feeling overwhelmed, overworked, overfunctioned. So let's say that you're doing 1, 2, or all 3 of these. What next? Well, that comes to boundaries versus tactics. So the first thing to note is that femininity is an energy. It's from the realm of the unseen. It's visualization. It is soft. It is flow. It is emotional. And when we as women attune to our relationship, and let's start with treating our partner like a child, which comes with the energy of occurring them to be like a child. And I want you to think about this word occurring. It's to make something happen. So if you occur your partner to be like a child, you are making them happen before your very eyes like a child, right? So if you are occurring your partner to be this way, more than likely, this way of your being comes with a mental picture, a visualization in your mind that you are generating of your partner being a child, behaving a certain way, doing a certain thing. How are you thinking about your partner? It's usually not just words or a statement. It also goes along with a visualization that you're attaching to those words, and then you're making yourself feel a feeling that generates that resentment, the, oh, I have to take care of them. If they wouldn't know what to do if it wasn't for me. And so just noticing, where am I occurring my partner to be like a child? Now, right away, I can tell you that this is a disrespectful way to approach your partner. Now, in order to know if you are in a relationship with someone that also desires to step up to that masculine plate with you, right? To meet you so you can do less, feel better, you're going to have to set a boundary and let the chips fall where they may, so to speak. And doing this can be really uncomfortable for the driven woman that likes being in control, likes things happening a certain way. You're successful in your business and you want to come home and you want to make results happen in your relationship. Well, let me tell you, the femininity, it requires the leaning back, the softening, the allowing of the chips to fall where they may as you recalibrate and reattune your energy to including your femininity and your feminine awarenesses in the relationship. So if you are setting a boundary of things in the area of mothering, then what does that look like? How are you mothering? Does it come through physical actions like picking up after your partner, preparing food, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but it comes from this resentful place? Is it emotional? Following them, chasing them, wanting to sit down with them frequently and say, how are you feeling? How are you doing? And I will tell you that this behavior to check in with a man and Be like, are you okay? Like, how's it going? Maybe you don't do it like that, but the icky way that it feels to them comes across that way. So one of those areas is just stop it. Just give it up, get off it, and stop taking on those roles and responsibilities and actions of mothering. It's too much. It's throwing you in overwhelm. So I recommend making a list, and when those moments appear, using those moments as a new trigger for you to check inside yourself and go, I'm doing that thing where I overfunction and I mother and I exhaust myself, and then I get bitter and resentful, and then I'm bitchy and I'm rude and I'm disrespectful. Not going to do that. Nope. I'm going to stay in my softness, be in my feminine. Okay, so that may mean, let's say it's a physical thing. I'm asking you to take your dishes that you use during the day to the sink and dishwasher and wash them, pick up your laundry, pick up wet towels in the bathroom. So let's say it's that. You might have to deal with that for a little bit of time while the energy gets reset. Nothing happens instantaneously. There's a physical earth realm catching up with that meets your realm of unseen feminine intention, and that takes a little bit of time. We are on earth, time exists here, but we can collapse it by monitoring our own behavior and how we occur our partner and set them up for failure. We as women set our men up to fail and disappoint us when we treat them like children. So if we just stop that and get off it and stop the brattiness. You'll hear me using this word a lot, because there is, and the escalated version of that would be like when a woman just starts to get like bitchy and bitter, but it starts off with this just bratty quality, right? So we want to step out of that, because that's not soft and feminine, right? That's getting into that resentment and feeling burdened and then wanting to lash out and retaliate. And that is not soft. Okay, so the second thing, boundaries versus tactics, coming back to this. So why do we set boundaries? Well, we set boundaries because it's not really about the other person or people in our life. Setting boundaries is about us feeling good, us having a life experience that we desire to have, that we're happy we're having, that we're content with having. And so if our needs are not being met, if our desires are not being met, then we need to set a boundary so we can feel good in life. That is your birthright, to feel good in life. Now, a boundary only works for a woman if she is setting it from a place of self-love, right? I'm overworked, I'm overfunctioning, I'm overwhelmed, and I need to set a boundary because I love myself so much, and I refuse to allow myself to overfunction in this way anymore. I'm done. That's a boundary. That's self-love. That's self-nurturing. That's self-care. Where it is a tactic is if you are setting a boundary and doing it in that bratty way I was saying, even that kind of bitchy way, like, well, you know what? Okay, so let's say it's in the realm of the physical object, right? Treating your partner like a child. It'll come with an energy of, well, fine, I'm not going to pick up his laundry anymore. I'm not going to wash the towels anymore. I'm not making lunch. I'm not making dinner and breakfast. And he's just going to see. He's going to suffer. And once he suffers and he sees all that I do around here, then he's gonna know how I feel. He's gonna just see it pile up. Fine, that's what I'm gonna do, right? So there's, and you'll feel it on the inside. It's like, right? You know when you're being bratty, okay? And it also is has a tinge of withholding and a retaliation of, I'm going to withhold my love. I'm withholding this action from you so it hurts you. And let me tell you, a man can smell a tactic a mile away, okay? Miles away, hundreds of miles away. They're like polar bears when it comes to tactics, okay? Like, they catch a whiff, they're gone. And if they're not gone and they're still married to you, they start checking out. They're not listening to you anymore. And if they're not listening to you anymore, then their heart starts to check out and they're not feeling you anymore. So, and right, because they're men. Men are designed to biologically hardwired, built for tactics and strategy. So that's why they can sense it a mile away. So we're not doing this as a tactic to get him to do anything. We're doing this to get ourselves back to a baseline of feeling comfortable in our bodies again, feeling relief, feeling a sense of having more time back for ourselves, not over functioning, but rather healthy function, and creating that space for ourselves to think, to incorporate other things that maybe we're not getting to. One of the most common places that I hear women say that they're not taking care of themselves is, we have sleep, food, and we have with that feminine wellness, the nurturing, like going to the gym or spa time, right? Doing, even if you don't go to the spa, it's like doing a hair mask treatment at home, right? So it's both in that realm. And so that's why we need to come back to, this is about a boundary, but it's about self-love. It's coming from self-love. So when you set that boundary from self-love, it is effective and it works, and it starts to ripple out and cause your partner to show up and behave differently because you're showing up and behaving differently. When you approach your relationship with love and consciousness, your partner naturally, in turn, if they are in alignment and in vibration with the relationship and with you as their chosen person, they will naturally come closer, and you will be able to reset and get to a place where you can communicate about the things that you need in the relationship. And like I said, it just happens naturally. It's this amazing realm of unseen that works itself out in the quantum field, and then it just organizes right before your very eyes. So he either comes closer or he moves farther away. And if he moves farther away, that's showing you that, okay, the chasm here is a little bit bigger than I anticipated. Is this a relationship that is reflecting unworkability and we're in a season of getting ready to part ways? Or does my partner really come close to me and he wants to hear about the new energy that I want to bring to the relationship because I'm seeing how I overfunction and I'm now wanting to go into self-care? And a man that really loves you and a man that is really connected and invested in the relationship, he's gonna love and support this new version. He loves rising to meet a new challenge because this is the modern day version of a man slaying dragons, killing the lion to be with us, right? These are modern day dragons, is a man dealing with his inner dragons, his inner emotional world. And when you challenge him as a woman to rise up to a new place within himself emotionally, and you don't treat him like a child, and he doesn't feel unappreciated, then you are going to see the opportunities for a whole new relationship show up. So with that, I bid you adieu. Thank you so much for being here, and looking forward to more. Mwah.